On today's show, we're going to talk about how to increase your customer referrals, how to increase repeat business, and how to increase 5-star reviews. Welcome to the show, everybody. Weldon Long here, one of the founding faculty members here at Contract University, EGIA. I am here today with a very special guest, Mr. Dustin Kirby of GFour Marketing. And Dustin, very excited to be here because this is really an important topic to contractors, getting more referrals, getting more reviews, better reviews, enhancing the customer experience. I'm not just a speaker and a writer and a trainer in the industry, I'm also a contractor. So I'm looking forward. So welcome aboard. Very nice to see you.
Yeah, Weldon, it's an absolute pleasure. I'm excited to be here as well.
Well, listen, before we get into the value that you add to contracting companies and how you support us in the work that you do, tell us a little about your background, where GFour came from, and your experience in this industry.
Yeah, you got it. I'll try to give you the 90-second, 2-minute of, hey, who am I?
Yeah.
Am I? So awesome. Just professionally, I'll go back to, I attended Ohio State University, got my degree in business with a specialization in finance. I was fortunate enough and worked really hard. I was able to play college soccer at Ohio State University. So my senior year, about halfway through, I get a phone call and I was drafted to play professional soccer. So I played professional soccer, Major League Soccer for the team out there in Utah for about 2 years. I didn't choose to retire after 2 years. I had a great college career, but not quite up to speed at that professional level. So I got cut, went back to Ohio State to get my degree, which was always the plan. So I graduated in 2009. And as you know, it was kind of a down economy. So I was looking for a job in finance. And, I had a friend that worked for a company called Scott's Miracle Grow. Their division. Yeah, right. Their division, Scott's Lawn Service. So he said, hey, I can get you a job. And what it was canvassing. We went out there and we knocked on doors and we sold, lawn service. So that was kind of my first experience into sales and just, the home services industry in general. My manager there at the time, he left and he went to he went to a company that sold CRM software specifically designed for home improvement and home service professionals. Okay. Right? So I went with him. I did that for about 10 years, and I've been with GFour Marketing now the last 5 or 6. So I've been in the industry about 15 years, specifically in home services and home improvement. And really, what I've been doing, traveling the country, attending events like Epic and other ones, and just being on the phone and doing calls with business owners and discussing a strategy and what's working, what's not. And specifically, my area is usually in database, CRM marketing and this customer marketing, which we'll talk about here.
Awesome. Well, on behalf of all New Orleans Saints fans, where I grew up, I want to thank you, Ohio State, for all the wonderful players. We've got some of the best defensive backs in the league from Ohio State, and of course, my compadre, my other faculty member, Mr. Gary Alex, of course, went to Ohio State, and he proudly is a Buckeye. So he's going to be having fun watching this. You'll have an instant friend if you get a chance to meet him. So when I look over kind of the value promise that you make to your customers, helping contractors with customer relationship marketing, enhancing the customer experience that they're already providing, and increasing Google reviews and attracting more referrals and repeat customers, which we all know is really important. It's the best lead you can get and the cheapest lead you can get is a referral. Right. So talk to us how you guys support contractors in those areas.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring up that they are the best, right? And when we do a lot of these conversations or we do webinars or we get to speak in front of a group of people, we'll commonly ask them a question of, if I was your sales manager and I had one lead that I could pass out for today, there's only one lead you can run, and you kind of go through the list of any lead generators. It's a website lead, it's a referral, repeat customer, a TV, Angie lead, whatever it is. Everyone puts their hands in the air and says they want the repeat customer or the referral. Yep. Right? Almost everyone. Right. And we ask them why, and everyone has their reasons. It's, they trust us. The trust is already established, or they've been through our process before. They know what to expect. Really what it comes down to is we close them at a higher rate, right? They're easier to close. They're usually less price resistant. They move forward quickly. So they're the most profitable leads, at the end of the day. What's interesting, though, is although just about everyone will raise their hand and say, I want the repeat customer, I want the referral, very few companies have systems in place or dedicate any resources to actually attracting more of those, right? Look, if you've been in the industry, if you've owned your business for a while and you do good work, organically and naturally you're going to generate referrals, and you're going to have repeat customers come back to you. But if you actually have systems in place and strategies, you're really going to accelerate that.
That's probably a lot better than the old school way that we've always done it. You hand your customer a business card and write your name on the back of it and say, hey, if you got any friends, we'll give you $100 if they call us or buy from us. So talk to us about how your service works and how you guys increase those referrals and increase those positive reviews, which everybody knows the reviews are so important these days. I read an article once recently that said that 85% of consumers put as much faith in a Google review as they do a referral from a friend. Yes. So it's super important these days that we have that great online reputation. What's the process, the service that you guys use to make that easier for us, more systematic and more automated?
Yeah, you got it. And I wanted to take one step back and pay you a compliment, because I was at the Epic event this last year.
In California.
Yeah, in March.
Great event.
Second time attending. So to all the audience, anyone listening, most of you have probably been to Epic. If you haven't, you need to get there. Yeah, it's an amazing event. As I mentioned earlier, it's a first class all the way. The speakers are phenomenal. You guys line up a good group of vendors that can help them with their business and grow.
Yep.
Network there, and the peers learn from. I mean, it's just an amazing event. And where I'm going with this is at this last one, in probably the best interview I've ever seen. I believe you gave it, right, to close out the show.
Oh, with Primetime.
With Deion Sanders and Primetime. So yeah, about an hour of you interviewing him. Just fantastic job to you, because again, it was the best interview I've ever seen in person.
Well, I really appreciate that. I take a lot of pride, just like in chatting with you, of kind of understanding who we're talking to and how do we get the information out of that person that can help us on the contracting side. I will say this, that Deion Sanders made it easy. It was kind of funny before we came out, he was backstage going over a bunch of notes, and he wasn't very chatty, and he was just reading his notes. So I just kind of stayed out of his way.
He was getting focused, right?
And then, but when he came out, the notes went away. We just chatted for an hour. So it was pretty awesome.
It was amazing. And so where I'm going with this, one of the things that really stood out to me, because Deion, he said it multiple times, if you remember, he kept saying the key to life is relationships. He said it multiple times. It really resonated with me, because I believe in that in my personal life, but also professionally, because what we do at GFour Marketing is relationship marketing, right? And so what does that mean? What we see is, the value in the homeowner, that customer, the value is not in just that one job that you just completed with them and that one check that they're cutting you. The value is really in the relationship with them, because that is what should turn into your next job or future jobs. Right. And what does that look like? Well, that comes from that customer leaving you a 5-star Google review. It comes from word of mouth and them out there, singing your praises to neighbors and family members and friends and getting referrals, and then also repeat, right? So that's really the areas we focus on. Just take one step back, even before I get into some of the marketing strategy and stuff that we do. The foundation of a program like this, really, it comes down to the customer experience, that we're providing, right? So step one and most important is you have to earn the right with that homeowner to ask for the 5-star review to get the referrals and all, right? So definitely what we teach and coach our clients with is just want to sit down and look at your customer experience that you provide from the first time they see you, whether it's online or your TV ad or whatever it is. Call into your office, who's picking up the phone and how friendly we are, just all the way through to the technician coming out and being friendly and clean, but just the whole process. It really is what drives this process, right?
Yeah,
what I could do, well, then if it works, we've been doing this about 15 years now. We work as the behind the scenes relationship marketing team for hundreds of contractors across the country. And so basically there's a proven framework to help you to attract more reviews, referrals, and repeat. And I can just kind of take a step by step through the program, and
that'd be great.
All right,
that'd be great. I'm sure we'll have some questions. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but about halfway through that interview, Deion Sanders gave me this bracelet here. And I've been wearing. I was really inspired by him. So, yeah. So talk to us about what you guys do then, and how you go about doing those things. That framework.
Yeah. So let's assume we've taken care of the customer experience. We've done everything that we need to do to create raving fans. Not just satisfied customers, but raving fans. So once that job is completed and paid for, what we want to do, we follow 4 pillars to relationship marketing. So we want to show appreciation, being number 1. Number 2, we want to get feedback in online reviews, which in today's world is mostly Google, right? That there's a lot of platforms out there, but we want 5-star Google reviews. we want to have a referral rewards program. And then lastly, a long-term nurture strategy. So keeping in touch with those customers, keeping your brand and your services and how to get a hold of you, keeping all that top of mind with them forever. So when that need comes, they know where to find you. They don't go looking, right? Because
yeah,
homeowners are going to forget is what it comes down.
Absolutely.
Right. So appreciation, really, as we go through these, the concepts are pretty straightforward. I truly believe that most contractors, some of them are probably already doing some of this.
Yeah.
I think a lot of, especially your guys' network, EGIA, a lot of the members are doing some of this. And others, we want to, but we're wearing too many hats. We get too busy. But this is important, right? Everyone needs a strategy. So
it may be a simple strategy, but as I always say, success is not a knowledge problem. It's an implementation problem. Yeah. Probably every contractor you talk to says, yeah, I should show gratitude to my customer. I should get referrals. But we don't do it because we get distracted,
Too busy. Yep. Execute. Yeah. So with appreciation, and again, I'll tell you some of the ways we do it for our clients. It doesn't have to be this way. You can come up with some of your own things, but just very simply, once the job is complete, we want to show up and say thank you. So we have a few different program options. For anyone out there doing, I'll call them larger projects or doing, installation where it's a decent sized check that homeowner is cutting you. We recommend sending them a gift in the mail, right? What we do at GFour, we send cookies. Again, it's not about the cookies. It doesn't have to be cookies, but show up and send them a gift. For one, we find it's the right thing to do, right? The homeowner put trust in you, chose you to do the work. But also by sending out that gift, right? You're really wowing them. It's very unexpected, not just in our industry, but really anywhere. No one is sending gifts or saying thank you anymore. It's kind of an old school thought, right? So it really stands out. Or if it is a smaller ticket, it's just it's a small service that we did. Financially and budget wise, it might not make sense to send a gift. So we would start by sending a thank you card, in the mail. It's a thank you message. Hey, thank you for putting your trust in us. You are the most important person in our business. Inside there too, we'll put some things like a review card. So we're going to request reviews, and I'll talk more about that here in a minute. And then one thing that we do that our clients love, and again, I'd recommend to anyone in the audience, inside that thank you card, we put in there what we call depending if we're trying to promote referrals or repeat business, we call it a friends and family gift card or a bounce back gift card. And what it is, it looks and feels like a real plastic credit card that you'd have in your wallet with the embossed numbers on it. So it's good quality. It's branded for your company. But what it is, there's no cash value on it. It's a dollar amount offer that they can use towards a future service with you or gift it to a family member or friend to start the referrals.
Okay.
Yeah. And because it's good quality, it has perceived value, they're likely to hang on to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart. So when a contractor engages your firm, basically I would, after my installation or after the service, whatever it is, we send the information to you and you guys kind of take it from there. We don't have to touch it anymore.
That's the value we at GFour, if anyone wanted to work, it's a done for you approach. Yep. So that's kind of our secret sauce. Cause like we said, otherwise, really just kind of laying out the framework of, hey, you guys can do this yourselves if you have the right resources and time to do it, or you can press the easy button, have GFour do it for you. So,
it's funny, in our company for years, we did gift baskets, then that kind of fell off and we stopped doing it. And then a year or two went by. We're like, we got to get back to that. And we started doing cutting boards, which were really, really cool. Awesome. But that lasted for a while, but then you just kind of lose track of it. It's hard to have that consistency. And what a great idea for you to provide this service. All I got to do is send you the contact information and which program I want them to be on. Exactly. And I don't have to worry about it again. So now they get their appreciation, they get their gift or their gift card. I love the idea of a credit card type of thing with some, like you say, no dollar value, but trade dollar values within the company, and they can pass it on to a friend or they can use it themselves. Great idea.
Yeah. People love that feature for sure, especially in this industry, the service where our goal too, right, is to, especially when you have the opportunity for repeat business like you do and, multiple services a year, really the goal needs to be to get back into that home 3 times as quickly as you can, 3 to 4 times as quickly as you can, because by that point, now you've become their plumber or their HVAC company, right? You just get in there one time, and then next time they need a service, it's the first direct mailer that they see or the first commercial they see where they go to Google, right?
Hey, listen, I can vouch for that. Well, I started a new company here in Colorado Springs 5 years ago. We've done about $35 million in business over those 5 years. And every one of those $35 million came from somebody else's service customer because we weren't around before. So somebody else had been taking care of them. But yet when it came time to spend 15 grand for a new system, they chose us because they got our direct mail, they got our ad, they got,
You were there.
so that's a really good point. But once you've been out there 3 or 4 times, you're way more likely to get undercut by somebody else because you are their plumber, you are their electrician, you are their HVAC guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Great point. So, great point.
In today's world, we're trying to move away from transactional relationships, which those contractors that just left that customer high and dry, and hey, they'll call back when they're ready. Move into relationships. So
yeah, right.
It's so the next pillar being reviews, and you hit on it. Reviews are so important today, right? Especially Google reviews. So shout out to some of the EG High members. Since Epic, I've had calls with them and been on their websites looking at their reviews. I mean, some I'm seeing, thousands of Google reviews at a 4.9 rating. And I mean, if you're a smaller business, thousands of Google reviews might not be realistic, but just the idea of you really need to set up a goal and have a strategy in place that just about every customer that you work with needs to leave you a 5-star Google review.
Yeah.
Right? So some of the strategies that we put in place, for best conversion, meaning you did a job and you want a Google review, you need to be set up to ask in person. So train your, service technicians, train the people that are out there in the field face to face with the customer to ask for that 5-star Google review.
Right.
It sounds simple, and honestly, it kind of is. I think the secret sauce is, again, number one, you have to do a good job. That's really the hard part. But once you do that, if you ask and you make it easy for the homeowner, that's the other key. You have to make it easy for the homeowner to leave that review. You should get quite a bit of reviews.
And by the way, it doesn't hurt to incentivize your people to remember to do that.
Absolutely.
I've got a client of mine that give points, and these points accrue throughout the year. At the end of the year, they get to go to this catalog and they, can buy very expensive gifts with their points. So it's not a bad idea to remind our technicians to engage in this process that you're talking about.
Without a doubt, 100% agree. And, we have tools kind of on the back end where the technician can send the review and then we can track who sent it, Google review came from, and things like that.
So in your service, you send out the gift or the gift card, they get the credit card. The review is, are they on an app that they use of yours? How does that actually happen? They get that review.
Correct. So if they're going to ask in person, the technician, anyone on your team has the.
Holy cow, dude! There is a giant bear outside my window.
No way.
Yeah, big old brown bear. Holy cow! He just went right through my wife's garden.
That is crazy.
That was scary. He was like 10 feet from the window. Anyway, I apologize. Squirrel, bear.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I'm here in Ohio, so my biggest concern is squirrels and deer, not bears. So,
we got plenty of bear here in Colorado.
No, so it is. It's an app that anyone on their team would have installed on their device. It's really easy for the technicians to use. Enter in a homeowner's name and cell phone. Then the text has to go to the homeowner's device though, because they are logged into their email or their Facebook, whatever it may be. And the other thing that we do, and again, we set up in our systems, but if you're not using GFour, something to do internally is we want the technicians or whoever's there face-to-face with the customer to ask in person, but it's not going to happen every time, right? Not all of them are going to ask, or sometimes they forget. So you need to have some kind of automation set up on the back end where if they didn't ask, now when we close out that job in our field service management tool or our CRM, automation is happening. We're sending emails or text to the homeowner requesting that review as well.
Okay. And now do you set that up in your system, or is that set up in the CRM of the contractor?
But we've seen it both ways. We have it all set up that it can be completely hands-off, where we get the contractor's list and we do it all for them. Other times they're using like our links with, so they close it out in Service Titan, the email goes out, insert our link. And
it just really depends on the amount of contact the homeowner or the contractor wants to have versus if I just want to outsource it all to you, I can do that as well. And then I can forget about it.
Yeah, you got it right.
Nice.
So, again, I think hopefully one of the big takeaways here, because the reviews to me is probably one of the easiest things to implement quickly. Start asking, make it easy for the homeowner. And with reviews, you're going to get quick results, right? Because you either get the Google review right away, or you're not going to get the review 6 months later once the job. You convert that right away, or usually don't.
Yeah, we really made that an emphasis a year ago, and in the first 4 years of this business, we had about 600 Google reviews at a 4.8. We're pretty happy with that. But a year or so ago, we made it a point of emphasis and had a person in charge of it, constantly talking to the technicians. And we increased that by 1,000. We're at 1,600 now, and just another 1,000 in 1 year, just by making it a point of focus. And it has such a huge impact. Our sales guys and service technicians tell me all the time that homeowners, hey, you guys got a great reviews on Google, so people are checking it, and we all do. It's the first thing we do anymore.
Right.
We go straight to the phone and we check out their Google reviews.
Yeah, absolutely right. So hopefully there's no one listening on this that has this, but you've gone not just in contractors, but restaurants, hotels, whatever it is. You look someone up and you might see, well, they have 7 Google reviews at a 3.5 rating, and the last Google review they have was 7 months ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
I'm not going any further, right? I'm not calling them. I'm not filling out the form on the website. They don't even know the amount of business that they're losing because it stops there.
Yeah.
Right. So those Google reviews are going to help you to be found, generate more organic leads online. They'll help you to then convert the lead. They help your sales rep close. So
that's awesome. All right. So what's the next step in the framework?
The next is we want to have a referral rewards program set up, right? And why do, again, not just in this industry, but in any industry, why do people have rewards programs? Is because we want to encourage our customer to do the behaviors that we want, which in this case is make those introductions, send us referrals. Well, what I find through a lot of my conversations, most companies I talk to actually have some type of referral rewards program in place, but where it falls short is promoting it. Right? They have one because they know they're supposed to. For example, if someone refers us a new customer and they move forward with a project, we're going to cut them a check for $50, or we'll give them a gift card to a local restaurant to go buy dinner. So they have one. They know they're supposed to have one, but the customers don't know about it. Their employees don't know about it, so they're not telling the customer about it. So it's pretty ineffective.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I know a lot of companies, they have these programs. They're kind of on the down low, really, and nobody ever uses them. And the reality is, you can be very generous as a contractor for a referral lead. Number one, we know it's going to be a good lead, and the average lead cost us, the average replacement lead for a new system is $300 to $500. Right. Our industry. So I always encourage contractors, be generous with your referral program. Give them a couple $100, $300. I mean, really get their attention. But again, it doesn't happen if it doesn't happen. Right? Yeah. I mean, it's great to have the program, but if it's not being implemented, which is the real challenge, again, it's not a knowledge problem. It's an execution implementation problem. That's where you guys step in. You take care of it for the contractor.
Exactly right. So the referral rewards piece, it's customizable. Like you said, if you're talking more replacement where your average cost per lead is usually $300 to $500, we're going to do this. But if you're more service-based, it's not going to make sense to give away $300. Right. So we'll have to work with everyone individually on what they want to do there. But anyone listening, come up with a referral reward if you don't have one already. We also suggest keep it simple. Don't make it so there's a lot of tiers and hoops to jump through. At the end of the day, you want to cut those checks, right? Yep. You want to look back at the end of the month and say, I cut so many referral checks. That means you're getting referrals, and you probably close right. So
and the confused mind says no. The confused mind won't do it. Yeah.
Keep it simple. So there's a few extra things with the referral rewards that we can do. We do like a quarterly contest. Basically we create a website and we give away a prize every quarter. We change up. It's usually like a MacBook Air or a big screen smart TV, an Apple iWatch, something along those lines. And the reason we do that, the marketing strategy, is it gives you an excuse to show up every quarter. Yeah. And remind them about you and that you appreciate and reward for referrals.
Consistency. I've written 3 books, and 2 of them have the word consistency in the title. It really is the key to success.
Yes, absolutely. So then the last pillar is where, again, I think we add a lot of the value. Because like you said, this is where you need to be consistent, and where I think most companies fall short is this long-term nurture strategy of, we acquired this customer, we did a great job, we've sent them the thank you, we requested the review. Now it's our job to stay top of mind with them forever, right? Again, there's a lot of things that you could do. At GFour for our clients, we do emails and direct mail. It's what we do. So we set up a couple of different email campaigns where every month that homeowner is receiving emails from you. We do a couple different ones. One's called the personalized from the owner. So these will look like Weldon sat down the computer and typed up an email, and we're trying to build relationships. They're not always salesy and buy more stuff from us. It's hey, it's been 90 days since your service. How are things going? Is there anything else we can be doing for you? One of the other things that we do is a newsletter. Have you ever implemented a newsletter in any of your businesses?
I have not, but I have seen some great ones over the years.
Yeah. And so we love the newsletter. We find it's one of the best ways to keep in touch with customers, because in there, we will have a call to action. Because you're a valued customer, you can save on your next service. We'll also remind them of the referral rewards program and promote that. But every time we reach out, we don't want it just to be about you and what you need. So we're trying to provide some fun and engaging content for the homeowner in general.
Yeah,
right?
some educational stuff.
Exactly, right? So it could be some, hey, this time of year, some top 10 maintenance, but also, you don't want it to all just be about HVAC or just be about plumbing or roofing or windows, because most homeowners don't care a ton about that stuff.
Right.
So
how often do you contact them on a monthly basis through the email?
So we do our standard program is set up where we do 2 emails a month.
Okay.
And a quarterly direct mailer, because email is
and that goes on how long are you nurturing that customer? As long as the contracting company wants to pay you to do it, right? Indefinitely.
Forever. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to nurture them forever. We have some great data and graphs that show, based from the time you complete a job, when does a customer send you referrals? When do they come back to you and do repeat jobs? And it varies depending on the services they offer. But it shows, though, you can generate a referral from a customer, the next day after the job's complete, but also a year or two later, because you never know when that opportunity is going to arise. So you need to be.
Well, Dustin, we're getting a little bit short on time. What are some concluding thoughts? Maybe a question I didn't ask, or something that I need to know as contractor, or other contractors need to know. And then also, how can we reach out to you and maybe set up a demo and really learn more about the program?
Sure. Yeah. As a closing thought, we've kind of hit on it throughout because it's your word, and I couldn't agree more. It's something I want to hit on is, if you're going to put a strategy like this in place, you need to be consistent with it, right? I've talked to too many people where it's, I sent 10 gifts and I didn't get any responses. Well, that's not enough, right? Or I sent out one blast email. I haven't communicated to my customer database in 2 years. I sent one email blast out and didn't get results. Like that, it's just not how it works, right? So you need to stay consistent with it, and be a little patient too, because marketing strategy. You're not buying leads. This isn't a quick lead generation fix, but it's more of an investment in your business, and it just compounds over time. The more customers you put in the program, the better results you're going to get.
Awesome. And remind us of your website.
Yeah. So it's, you can contact us at GFourmarketing.com, and 4 is spelled out. So GFour marketing.com. There's a contact us form, and then there's a book a demo, which actually leads to my calendar. So if anyone wanted to have a conversation, learn a little bit more, go to GFourmarketing.com, book a demo. That's my calendar, and we'll connect.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, to my contracting friends out there across EGIA land, 4 simple steps that we've outlined here today that can help you retain customers, attract new customers, get referral customers, stay in touch with customers, nurture customers, and make sure that you don't lose that customer. We got to appreciate them, get the Google review, get the referrals and the rewards, get those out to them, and then nurture them, and love and empathy and all those wonderful things, taking care of our customers. Mr. Dustin Kirby from GFour Marketing, I want to thank you so much, and go Buckeyes. I know Gary Alex will be happy to hear that. And thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you here on Cracking the Code. We'll see you again down the road very soon, and hopefully at next year's Epic. It hasn't formally been released, so I can't really say anything about it. But man, do they have another powerful lineup of speakers. It's going to be an epic event. Thank you so much, Dustin. Nice to see you.
Yep, I love it. Thank you, Weldon.
All right, buddy.